round. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, all you beautiful commanders, those who watch the realm. Welcome yet again to my video gaming division, where if you're looking to become the greatest gamer that's ever gamed in the history of gaming, you've come to the right place. Welcome to today's video, where if you're joining Watcher of Realms, I want to make sure you're not missing this, because Hero Collector Games, kind of as the core would say, you need to be collecting heroes, and there are several stellar heroes that Watcher of Realms is granted, but you gotta keep a keen eye, have tactical scanners on like yours truly. So why don't we get down to business and show you how to make sure you're not being a complete noob. Like, coming from a noob, you know, it's okay. You know, it takes one to know one, right? Get on over here. Let's chit chat over on today's topic of the 7-day search. And speaking of searching, search no more. If you want to play Watcher of Realms along with me, join our elite video gaming army. There's a link down below, QR code on the screen. Make sure you pick the right one for your region. And big thanks to Watcher of Realms for sponsoring this new player series that we have been doing over here, baby. So much fun to kind of get into the weeds and learn all the nooks and crannies. And this was definitely a nook, dare I say a cranny as well. Especially as when you're coming in as a new player, there is so much content, so many menus, things to get up to speed. And you know, as I said, it takes one to know one. I want to make sure you're not falling into a little bit of a trap, dare I say, be blinded to this right here. So very important, especially as a new player. Watcher Realms has all these different things that juice up your roster when you're getting started, because you know you want to try to catch up to trying to supercharge it. Very, very important. New players, straight to it. I guess I should roll back a little bit. In the top right hand corner, there's an events category here. This is very, very important, because you see all this stuff here and you're like, oh, there might be maybe just some events that I can't do, right? I'm too new, whatever the case might be. No, a lot of these different types of events has things for you to claim. Like there's a zombie invasion event, so make sure you go in there, you enter, play it. All right, cool, right? Yeah. Take me to normal. Yeah. Okay, now take us back. We have other things. For example, at the time of this video, we have like these little mini games that go on that you can play. But again, some of these things you might not be able to do right away as a new player, but this right here is very, very important. Also, big props. I love that there's an in-game event counter. Very cool to see that. So if you're trying to time an event or whatever the case might be, you could see so here. But this is the big thing. I want to make sure it's on your radar, all you beautiful commanders out there. We have this beautiful 7-day search where you got to follow the trail of gods. You log in for 7 days and recruit an epic lord for free, but it's not even just that. There's other 2 champions in here as well that I want to make sure we're talking about. And generally how this works, the second you start up a new account, let me actually pull it up because I did a little bit of a research on my own here. The 7-day search is a beginner event that was triggered once the registered user first signs in, and granted easy free rewards for logging in every day for 7 days. It gave the heroes Marie and Ain along with other rewards. And as you can see here from this screenshot, this has actually been improved since then as well. We actually have more heroes out here than would be led otherwise to believe just by looking at this. And that is what I want to make sure is brought up, because if you're not looking around, you might be missing out on some very solid champions. We're going to go over those guys in a second, but let's do this. First things first. I am the realist. Let's go ahead and claim the 7-day reward in 3, in 2. Why is no one clapping? That's right. 3, 2, 1. Give it to me, baby. Ain is about to bring the pain. There we go. I have my audio turned off in the game, but don't worry. I'll tell you what he said. He's like, I'd like a double cheeseburger and hold the lettuce, baby. Shout out to those who know that reference. And there we go. We got another champion in the roster. And funny enough, especially as a new player, my best characters I've gotten so far for free in the start of my journey has been through that 7-day calendar. Otherwise, I'd be missing out on a lot of this. So let's go take a look, hop on over here. First and foremost, I want to take a look at the beautiful Eliza. For those that play Galaxy Heroes, I think it's kind of I don't know if it's a reference. I kind of find it funny. One of the starter names is Mole Eliza in Galaxy Heroes. But again, let me just show you how important these characters are. So Eliza, again, we talked about this website a while ago. One of the best resources, and again, takes one to know one. When you're trying to get up to speed on characters, this is a fantastic way to quickly get the rundown on so many of these characters. You know, that's one of the biggest knowledge disadvantages coming in as a new player versus someone who's been playing the game for a couple of years. Oh, the veteran players, they're on top of everything. We got to get up to speed on something. But as you can see right here, that's an S tier champion. What does S tier mean? Super duper. Yeah, something like that. And also the other great thing is that shows you in what particular categories as well. So you have your overall rank, but also you can see the individual stuff throughout the game, because unlike other games out there potentially where you kind of just have one character that does everything, in this game, or it's sort of, I guess, binary, where you have a character that does everything or a character that does nothing. There's a bit more nuance, a bit more of a gray area when it comes to games like this, where certain game modes are going to excel, certain game modes they're not going to do so well. So this is a great spot to kind of get up to speed on where this character is. But let's go take a look at the other one. Actually, I'm actually probably going to make these some of my first characters that I start up as well. And now we're going to take up Marie on the website. This is Fastidious, by the way, in case you didn't know. Well, now you know. Let's go back over to our hero list. We have ourselves M-A-R-R. Yes. Check this out. S plus, baby. Yeah. That means even more super. Ultra super duper supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Pretty sure that song was referencing these Watcher of Realms characters. That definitely a little bit better, more so than Elise that we looked at a moment ago. So again, epic champions that have some solid utility. And now, new to our list, let's go ahead and check out Ain, bringing the pain. And actually, I haven't checked out the kit. And funny enough, if you go by overall ranking, Marie and Eliza have a better ranking than this guy. This is the guy you get lastly in the 7-day counter or B tier overall. Again, especially the new player, getting anything like, B and above is fantastic. And even some of those C characters, there's gonna be some nuanced areas where even though they might not be good overall, they might have a very niche use within particular game modes out there. But let's go take a look at Ain's abilities, because I actually am not too privy on what this guy does. So let's go take a look at his skills. Starting off with this right here, Blessing of the Light. Increases faction team members' basic attributes by 10%, periodically increases faction team members' damage by 30%, and healing bonus by 30% for 20 seconds. The more faction allies there are on the team, the more frequently it takes effect. I like the sound of that. Taking a look at Impaler. Very small range we got here. During the Ultimate, the hero and allies in range gain damage increases. The hero attacks at triple strikes, with each strike dealing 60% damage. The ultimate lasts for 15 seconds. Then we have this right here, deal 100% P damage to one enemy. And then we have the Pursuit Lunge. When an ally in range deals damage to an enemy with a basic attack, the hero has a 50% chance to launch a pursuit to one enemy, dealing 140% damage. The chance of triggering pursuits is increased by 50% when attacking enemies inflicted with stun. And then during the Ultimate, the hero pursuit will hit multiple times. And I think, did I get everything? Did I get everything here? Yeah, we have this right here. This talent. When there are allies in the range, the hero attacks will ignore an extra 10% of the enemy defense. So again, good stuff overall, but definitely the shining stars are going to be these two gals right up here, where here you get to cast the blizzard on enemies for 5 seconds. AoE damage equal to 7% attack per second to all enemies within the range, and you get to inflict them with freeze. And I love the fact you can just click, kind of get up to speed on what this does, because some games, they do not make it easy to find their buffs and debuffs. Frozen, unable to take action. In a game like this, if you're not doing stuff, well, guess what? You're sucking. So I love to see that. And then we have this, inflict slow on the target with each attack. Additionally, there is a 35% chance to cast icicles that to 3 random targets, inflicting slow. And again, with slow, you 75% movement speed reduction. Very nifty. And then we have our icicle passive attack. Triggered icicles inflict slow upon the target for an extended duration. Meanwhile, targets inflicted with slow by Marie will receive vulnerability P damage and vulnerability M damage here. And let's see, did I say anything else there? I think we're good, right? Yeah, we good. Let's go take a look now at Eliza. Babe. Here's what we got. When we look at the Lord skill, increase faction team members' basic attributes by 10%. Faction team members' basic attack ranges are also increased. And again, this is sort of like a tower defense game. That's sort of the extra layer on the hero collector element that they do. You want to be able to shoot as far as you can, hit as far as you can. The more distance between you and the enemy, the better usually. So yeah, that stuff helps out tremendously. Then we have the Moon Shadow. When deployed, you gain invisibility. And if you click on that, what does it do? You cannot be targeted. So essentially stealth, right? And increase damage by 70%. This can only be triggered one time for each deployment. And with the P attack, 100% damage to one enemy, prioritizing airborne units. And then we have Relentless Strikes, killing enemies turns a basic attack into 2 consecutive strikes, baby. So overall, very cool champions. that you get from this. Again, as I said earlier on, the whole goal of this game is to try to get characters into your roster as fast as possible. Yes, you're going to be summoning, of course. That's going to be your primary way of getting really big champions into your roster. But especially if you're starting off, you want to try to get rid of like the tutorial characters ASAP and start dipping into the big guns that this game has to offer. And as you can see, now that it's gone, I got everything. You're not going to see it anymore. So yeah, make sure you're not neglecting this. A lot of important stuff, not just for what's the foreseeable future with the events, for example, but also there's some freebie stuff that you might not realize. Because again, it kind of gets cluttered in here. You might not realize, oh, there's some free stuff for me. And that's why I want to make sure I bring this up there, because I'm sure there's probably been a few new players that didn't realize they missed it. Luckily, you have a good amount of time. But again, if there's only 5 days left and you have 7 things to claim, well, that's not enough time. So the sooner you know, the better. And you know what? If you didn't know, now you're going to know again. If you haven't downloaded the game already, use the link down below. Scan those QR codes. Make sure you pick the right one for your region, whether you're non-US or US. And of course, big thanks to Watcher Realms for sponsoring this series that we have been doing. It's been so much fun diving into this game. And until we meet again, always remember, no matter where you are in the multiversal video gaming realm, you have a home here. And just because of that, I guess you could say how it's great to be in the Empire today. Oh, it's great to be